Good morning. It's Friday, October 8th, and there's good news on the abortion front. If ever we could consider any news good on the abortion front, this is at least a start in the right direction. A Texas judge, Robert Pittman, has blocked the Texas abortion ban. He has gone on record as saying the ban is unconstitutional because it blocks women from exercising control over their lives in ways that are protected by the Constitution. Obviously, the block will be temporary, since Texas has indicated it would be appealing the order to the 5th U.S. Court of Appeals. And I assume that is a Texas court and is probably going to be leaning in favor of the Texas law. But at least somebody stepped up and attempted to block heinous Texas law. Judge Pittman went on to make a very strong statement. He said the other courts may find a way to avoid this conclusion, and that is theirs to decide. This court will not sanction one more day of this offensive deprivation of such an important right. So Pittman is making a statement that should be listened to by the rest of this country. You must understand that this law was very cleverly constructed by a little-known lawyer whose name escapes me right now. In fact, he avoided having the state officials enforce the abortion ban. Because if state officials were the one enforcing the ban, they would be depriving the citizens of this right by a direct state action, which would be flagrantly unconstitutional. So the state and this lawyer contrived this unprecedented and what they're calling a very transparent scheme to enforce this law by enlisting the citizenry to come forward and identify anybody that was planning to have an abortion. And on top of that, the state was giving you a $10,000 reward for doing this. So the state has put this law into effect to create an army of finks. If you remember what the word fink means, it's somebody who squeals. And when I was growing up, a squealer was one of the worst individuals on the face of the earth. So here we have the state of Texas creating and propagating an atmosphere of finkness. How's that for a word? Finkness. Pittman's ban is pretty powerful. Pittman's order blocks any officer of the state, including state court judges and court clerks, from enforcing the ban. He explicitly prohibits those officers from accepting or docketing, maintaining, hearing, resolving, awarding damages in, enforcing judgments in, enforcing administrative penalties in, administering any lawsuit brought under the state law. So he is blocking Texas from doing anything with this law. And the judge also ordered the state to take proactive steps to inform court officials as well as private individuals seeking to enforce the ban that the law is currently blocked under his order. So Pittman has left no stone unturned. He has written this thing so this block that he has put in place is going to give Texas fits for a while until they can gather up their troops and get into court to fight this thing at the Fifth Circuit Court. So when they come back to this situation, the Texans have said, we have no government officials involved in this. Therefore, we have nobody to stop this abortion law from taking place. And Pittman responded, he said, well, you're the government. You're Texas. It's your job to find the people and stop them from doing these things. So who knows? Maybe this block will be really effective because now he's got Texas running around trying to figure out how to fight his ban. Because they're claiming nobody's in charge of this thing. This is just an edict given to the Texas public to take care of, and it doesn't seem like anybody's in charge. But Pittman has written his blocking to put the pressure on the state of Texas. Then, of course, we have the Texas Right to Life group, an anti-abortion group that is saying that Pittman's ruling is way out of line and astonishing and wildly broad, and he's trying to obstruct the state judges and the court clerks from doing their lawful duties. But what they don't realize is that they can't do anything about what Pittman did until a higher court intervenes. So Pittman's block is going to stop the Texas Heartbeat Act, as they call it, from being enforced. And maybe this will shine a light on this problem across the country. You're seeing how badly women are being treated in several states across the country. Because Mississippi is on the way to try and get their abortion law passed also. And that's going to come up in front of the Supreme Court this year. While this thing's going to appear before the U.S. Fifth Court of Appeals in Texas, or the Texas area, and that is one of the most conservative courts in the country, sure. I am pretty sure that it's going to attempt to unblock the Pittman block, end up in the Supreme Court. It's just a very interesting turn of events that a judge in that area of the country took these steps. So maybe all is not lost in this country, or at least it's not going down without a fight, so to speak. While Planned Parenthood is taking a positive look at this thing and saying at least as long as this ban is in effect, the citizens of Texas who want or need an abortion can get one. So I leave you with that this morning. But this abortion fight is not over yet, not by a long shot. And so we'll wait and see what happens when the thing finally comes in front of the Supreme Court at some point. I think it's on the docket for this year, so I'll say see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.